Let's just jump right into this explainer. Think about a fundamental business problem we've all faced at some point. A single sales number sitting on a dashboard tells you, well, absolutely nothing about your company's actual trajectory. Sure, it gives you current performance, but is it improving, declining, flatlining? We have no idea. To actually understand the story your data is trying to tell us, we have to introduce the element of time. So today, we're going to master trend analysis and time-based data using KNIME Analytics platform. To figure out how to unearth those hidden historical patterns, we'll follow a structured recipe. We'll start with the power of time, then look at the anatomy of a time series. After that, we dive into the KNIME prep workflow, tackle aggregation and smoothing, and wrap up with visualizing and troubleshooting. All right, section 1, the power of time. We need to get these core concepts down before we even touch the software. The contrast here is huge. Think of static data as just a snapshot, a single photograph comparing independent categories where the sequence just doesn't matter. But business is a movie. Time-based data literally has to preserve its chronological sequence. January has to come before February. Early transactions stay before later ones. That's the only way you can track the continuous storyline of your operations. Before going any further, keep this crucial distinction in mind, because people mix these up all the time. Trend analysis is basically reading a history book. It describes what has already happened. Forecasting, on the other hand, is trying to use a crystal ball to estimate future values with complex models. As analysts, we absolutely must understand the historical structure of our data before we ever attempt to predict the future. Make sense? Let's move on to section 2, the anatomy of a time series. Without the right vocabulary, a line chart just looks like a jagged mess, right? So let's break it down. First up is the trend. Now, a trend isn't just a brief blip on the radar. It is the overarching long-term narrative of your numbers. So if your online sales are creeping up gradually over a 2-year period, that right there is a genuine upward trend. But what if the pattern repeats itself? You know, like how website traffic predictably spikes every single Monday, or retail sales shooting through the roof every December? That totally predictable, calendar-based cycle is exactly what seasonality is. It's different from a general trend simply because it repeats at regular, recognizable intervals. Then we have cyclical movement. This one's a bit trickier because it doesn't politely follow your weekly or annual calendar. Think of broader economic expansions and contractions. We're talking about rises and falls over a much longer, way less predictable timeline. Finally, there's irregular variation. These are the sudden anomalies you really have to investigate rather than just blindly trusting them as genuine trends. So if your site crashes, or conversely, if a product randomly goes viral on social media, those massive spikes or drops are irregular variations. They aren't part of your normal ongoing pattern. Okay, on to section 3, the KNIME prep workflow. Instead of writing complex code, KNIME lets us build a visual workflow. Think of these execution steps as your macro phases. First, the reader node imports your file. Second, and this is huge, you convert your dates. Third, you sort them chronologically. And finally, you aggregate the results. Let's zoom in on why those middle steps are absolutely critical. The biggest trap here is formatting. When you import a dataset, KNIME often brings in your date column as a string, which just means text. And if KNIME thinks your date is just a word, well, you can't perform any time-based operations. You literally have to use the string to date and time node, and you have to ensure your format pattern exactly matches your source values. Once KNIME understands that it's a date, you have to sort it. Why chronologically? Because if you skip the sorter node, KNIME's moving calculations might process the data completely out of order. It might treat December as if it happened before January, which would ruin everything. A great best practice is sorting by your categories first, like region and product, and then by your order date, all in ascending order. Which brings us to section 4, aggregation and smoothing. Now that our ingredients are prepped, let's cook. Raw timestamps are incredibly messy. You might have dozens of sales in a single afternoon. But by extracting the year and month and grouping by that new column, KNIME cleanly aggregates all those chaotic daily transactions into one clear monthly total. That makes it so much easier to actually spot the broader trend. But pause for a second. What happens if February is followed by April and March just straight up doesn't exist in your dataset? This happens all the time in the real world, and honestly, it's a massive trap for analysts. If you don't fix that gap, a line plot will just draw a line connecting February directly to April, completely hiding the missing month. You have to use a timestamp alignment tool to generate those missing time points. And then you have to decide how to handle the empty value based on context. Remember, zero sales and missing sales are not the same thing. Zero means you sold nothing. Missing might just mean your system was offline.
When you're calculating period-to-period change, you really need to be careful with your interpretations. Think about it. A massive 100% growth on a tiny £100 baseline is still just £100. Conversely, a 20% growth on a massive baseline could mean tens of thousands of pounds. Always use both absolute and percentage changes side by side to get the true, balanced story.
To make that story even clearer, we use moving averages. A 3-month moving average is a fantastic window size to quickly smooth out short-term fluctuations while still letting you respond rapidly to genuine changes. Sure, a 6 or 12-month window gives you a smoother line, but it responds way slower to real-time shifts. The choice depends entirely on your specific business context. Finally, Section 5, Visualizing and Troubleshooting. Let's serve this data up visually and act as your mentor here to help you dodge the most common traps. Rapid fire time. If your months appear in alphabetical order on a chart, you're using text, not date values. If you group only by the word January, KNIME will accidentally smash January 2025 and January 2026 together. Always group by unique year-month field. And for sure, always investigate massive outliers before just removing them. They might be errors or they could be absolutely crucial business events. Keep this checklist handy when building your line plots. Displaying both the original series and the moving average together is definitely best practice. It proves you're presenting continuous, chronologically sound evidence. When you look at the final chart, ask yourself, is the change gradual or sudden, and does it repeat? As the educational platform Assignment on Click so wisely notes, your KNIME workflow isn't just about dragging and dropping nodes onto a screen. It's really about responsibly interpreting what the data actually means. Visual patterns have to be interpreted carefully. An increase might be long-term growth, or it could just be a temporary spike. You have to know the difference. Ultimately, analyzing time-based data in KNIME gives you incredible clarity. The time series pattern shows you exactly when the change occurred, but it leaves you with the most exciting challenge of all, discovering why it occurred. So, are you ready to dive into your own data and find out? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and